Hello and welcome back to SF, a Giants recap. And the Giants, they won both games today. They played the Cubs and the Padres because of split squad in spring training. And so we're going to go over all that in today's video. Make sure to subscribe and like if you do end up enjoying. But the Giants today, their offense has done really well and put up 8 runs today. Casey Schmidt, he went yard. Lamont White Jr., he went yard. And those two right there, Schmidt's been showing a lot of signs. He's been doing fine throughout spring, putting hard contact, and he continues that today with the homer. Lamont Wade Jr., on the other hand, he's one of those guys that's been kind of slow getting up there, and today puts on the power, gets contact, and it obviously showed off with the homer. We also saw Adrian Sagaste. He got RBI single, and then Sabine Ceballos, he hit a 3-run homer to put the Giants ahead. So that's the main reason they got the win. And we saw the Giants minor leaguers getting some good offense, and then obviously the major leaguers or the ones who will be called up eventually, depending on how the roster all works out, like Keith Schmidt. So the Giants pitching though today, Landon Roop allowed 5 runs in 3 2/3 innings. He's been dominating this spring, and then today just something fell apart, I guess. Probably didn't have the break on his curveball that he usually does. Maybe didn't have the fastball command working, because if you don't have one of those, the other one now is useless. Because if he has the curveball working but can't command the fastball, well, everyone's just sitting on the curveball, and he sometimes has a hard time throwing that curveball for a strike. Or if you know the curveball's coming, just sit on it, sit back, and they're gonna poke it whichever way it goes for the bat. And seeing him struggle today, a little worrisome, but he's been so dominant throughout spring that it's not too bad, and maybe he'll just make that adjustment quick and be back to the Landon Roop that we know and we've seen do really well. Another person that struggled, Tyler Rogers. He allowed 1 run on 2 hits, so not terrible like Roop did, but Tyler Rogers needs to be a little bit more dominant if we're going to have him in our bullpen, be that contributor, and today we did not see it. He's been a myth this spring. It's kind of been all around, so hopefully he bounces back and gets to where he should be for the regular season. Tristan Beck, he had a nice clean inning. Same with Randy Rodriguez, who went 1 inning, got 2 strikeouts. He's been performing really well. And then Kaiwi Ting, he did really good, getting a strikeout and pitching 1 clean inning. So good to see there in this game for the rest of the pitching, like Beck, Rodriguez, and Kaiwi Ting. But other than that, though, Landon Roop and Tyler Rogers, they need to get back to how they should be, how they probably will be, but sooner better than later, obviously. For the other game, though, the Giants versus Padres, the Giants won 7-4, and again, the offense, they showed up. Matt Chapman, he got an RBI single. Gerard Encarnacion, he did really well getting an RBI single. Bo Davidson, he got an RBI double, and seeing the Giants offense right there with Chapman and Encarnacion, those 2 guys, they're going to be in your lineup. And probably, I would guess Encarnacion is probably going to be batting like 5th or 6th. And if you have Chapman batting 4th right there, and then have Wade Adames, Lee, Chapman, and then Encarnacion, or however which way the lineup pans out, that's a really good starting lineup. And I think it's pretty underrated because obviously they see Adames, Chapman stuff, but I think that they're going to perform even better than expected. Wade gets on base a lot. Lee's going to perform. And if we see Encarnacion hitting as hard as he does in the regular season, then we're going to be sitting just fine with the power, with the contact, and with everything in between. So hopefully that's how it works out, and we saw a little bit of that today. For today's pitching, though, the one bad thing, Jordan Hicks, another one of the starters, 2 2/3, allowed 3 runs, 2 walks, only got 1 strikeout, allowed 6 hits, something like that. With a starter, you can't have something happening where it kind of blows up with Roop and Hicks. 2 worrisome things today, but I think that spring training, it's still early. We got, I think, opening days March 27th to 26th, and so we got all that time to kind of hone in on that. But that time can go by really fast if you don't get it quick and adjusted before opening day. So hopefully the Giants pitching staff gets that fixed and we don't have any more of these blowups. But the rest of the pitching did really well. Spencer Bivens, 3 strikeouts, 2 1/3 innings pitched. He got the win for today, and he pitched really well. He's been doing pretty good all spring. Nothing crazy like Roop was doing, but he's been pretty solid, at times dominant, and today had a really good outing. So you love to see something like that. Camilo Doval, he had 1 inning clean. That's something you love to see, is Camilo Doval not letting players get on base, not walking, and you know it's good when the strikeouts aren't at 3. Because if he strikes outside, you know that he went out there and he had that lucky inning per se of where he was on, everything was working. Whereas if he goes out there, doesn't get any strikeouts, that means he kept his composure. He hit his spots. Maybe they got contact, which they did, but he got the outs. And so I think that that is good for Camilo Doval to see those work out. So that will do it for today's recap, though. Thanks so much for watching. And the Giants, they're now first in the Cactus League. So I'll see you next time for a new SF Giants recap video.